Okay, so if you had y equals to x squared, and you took this graph and reflected over y equal to x, the question is, find the function, not the function, find the equation, and also find the graph. Okay, let's try to do these two things. First, we use that small picture that we always draw, which is x, negative x, y, negative y, right? And then if you're trying to flip over here, where does x go? Goes to y. Where does y go?
X.
Goes to x. So the formula for the equation would be, instead of y you put x, instead of x you put y. Okay, that's what we have. And then to draw it, let's be really careful here. See, you're trying to rotate this way, right? Rotate this way. So if something is in the first quadrant, if you rotate it this way, which quadrant would it go? 1. Still for the first quadrant. If something is over here in the second quadrant, if you rotate it this way, where would it go?
4.
To the fourth quadrant, right? And something's here, if you rotate, it'll stay in third. What about here, if you flip it?
Second.
It'll go to, so these two will interchange. This is gonna stay in its place. And another important thing is, here's the origin, and here's the another point there that passes. These 2 points are not gonna change, because if you flip, you're kind of rotating around this center. So these are not gonna change. So here's what we have. The graph would be, I know that the origin should be origin. This point here should be there. And this portion over here, this should still be somewhere here. This one should be over there. So I know that the graph should be living here, and it should pass these 2 points, at least, so far. Got it so far?
Yeah.
Are you following? All right. And then, think about where would this one go? Where would this go?
Flip over. So
It will flip over the green line, right? So what shape would it be? Like that, right? What would happen to this portion? It will move over here, right? What would happen to this? Well, that's a little tricky, but it would go all the way here. This one will go all the way here. What's bent like this will be bent this way. Okay. So you have a sideways problem. Now, question. Is this a graph of a function?
That's what I did.
No. Why not?
Because you changed the variable.
Yeah. Oh, some of you were close to this, and I said you're not correct because you're not crossing the origin. Okay.
It was a sketch.
Good defense. All right. Okay. Good defense. Yeah, but I really wanted people to have their graph passing through the origin. All right. So.
See you next week.
So this is the correct one, and it's not a graph of a function. And as you can see here, if you try to solve this for y, what would you get? You take the square root, and any time you take the square root, it's plus or minus square root of x, right?
Yep.
And therefore, you have two functions. You have the top one, which is, so y equals the square root of x gives you this graph, and y equals to negative square root of x gives you this graph. So this one's also something that you have to know. It's a very important graph. Okay, so we should get these two, and you can get it from this.